What's going on, Scorpio? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for November 2022. So in this reading, Scorpio, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides regarding November 2022. But before we begin this reading, Scorpio, as always, I would like to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading. And I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Scorpio, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. That would also be very greatly appreciated over here, Scorpio. So, without further ado, I am going to pull the energy, and we'll see what it is that would like to come through for you for November 2022, Scorpio. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, let's lay out these cards and see what we have going on here for you. Okay, Scorpio, very interesting energy that you have going on here for you in November 2022. So let's start off here with your opportunity for November 2022 is the King of Wands. A lot of you could be having an opportunity to connect with a fire sign. This is going to be in love for a lot of you. You may be dealing with a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, very passionate figure here, okay? Others of you, this also could be an opportunity to network in terms of like your career. I'm just getting there could be a King of Wands figure that could help you with whatever it is that you want to create or manifest. Alternatively, also I feel for all of you, in dealing with a King of Wands, there's an opportunity to embrace this energy within yourself potentially. We're going to have to clarify what that King of Wands is about in a minute. But then we have your challenge is the Wheel of Fortune, all right? So the Wheel of Fortune really is all about change. It's about it's like the wheel of your fate starting to spin, okay? Like a new portal. You see how this is a circle, Scorpio, that represents like passing through a potential portal. And because it's your challenge here, you might be a little bit resistant to change if you have some sort of routine that you're happy in, or you're in some sort of commitment. There may be change coming into your life in some sort of way that may be challenging to you. Alternatively, for some of you here, with the Wheel of Fortune being in your challenge and the King of Wands being in your opportunity, being unapologetically yourself may actually lead to your destiny. But if you're struggling with like self-expression and like really putting yourself out there, like letting your freak flag fly, like the King of Wands is not afraid. The energy, the archetype of that and your opportunity, whether you're connecting with it or embodying it yourself, the way that I look at reality is that when you are unapologetically yourself, truly, like let what's on the inside become transparent on the outside, you then automatically activate what is called your destiny, okay? So remember that you are the only you that will ever exist. All that is, the whole universe could not be all that is without you. You're a very crucial component to that. Someone needs to hear that, not all of you. All right, there also could be an element of a destined relationship or a fated relationship that is challenging at the moment for some of you. Now we go here, Scorpio, to your overall general energy here for November. It's pretty damn good here. You have the Nine of Cups. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You also have the Hierophant here. So there's definitely a lot of grounded commitment and emotional satisfaction. Some of you could be getting, you could be like having some sort of status in your work and it makes you feel really good, or in some sort of tradition, like some sort of commitment thing here. You could really be feeling good about your standing. It's just what I'm getting. So whether this is with a partner here, you have a lot of resources flowing to you here. The Queen of Pentacles is coming through more so as your own energy. Something to do with, in November, your overall general energy is being satisfied with yourself in the physical world. Okay, like it makes you feel very, you should be proud of yourself. A message that I'm getting from Spirit is like, only you know what it took for you to get where you're at right now in some sort of good physical standing, but also emotional. Like, what I have to say to you, Scorpio, I know I went on the thing about, for some of you, your destiny. Like, there's something here about you do really have your shit together. Like, for a lot of you here, because most of the time when people have, like a good standing in the physical world, sometimes it can come at an expense to their emotional life, and like they hate what they're doing, but they're just doing it for the money, or they're just staying in a relationship for practical, but then it feels shit on the inside. I really feel like no matter who you are, no matter the challenges that we're going to go through in this reading, because they're always going to come up in life, you should really be proud of yourself. And you're definitely in a good place mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm getting. Then it gets a little complicated. Some of you, it's like some of you may have your life together, but when it comes to the romantic department, I think that's where things get tricky for you. Like the romance thing, because there's this feeling of like independence versus commitment is a theme. Because what you don't see coming here, Scorpio, you have the Five of Cups, you have the Two of Cups, you also have the Nine of Pentacles here in what you don't see coming. So there could be some sort of sadness when it comes to you being a little bit isolated, because I do see you being a little bit isolated here, right? The Nine of Cups is here in your overall general energy, paints the big picture for what's going to be happening in November. And what you don't see coming, although the Two of Cups is here, it's surrounded by two isolated figures, the Five of Cups and also the Nine of Pentacles. Some of you, there could be someone who's quite heartbroken over you, and you may still have feelings for this person, but ultimately it's what you had to do. Like, I do sense like if you recently went through a breakup, or this could be someone from your past. For some of you, like someone could really be fucked up over you. Like someone could really be in love with you, I'm getting, and they're not admitting it also. Or like at least feelings are there. There's some sort of relational challenge that you have going on here, Scorpio. And I kind of do sense that you go back and forth with yourself sometimes of like, maybe I should give that person another shot, or maybe you feel lonely sometimes. They say it's lonely at the top. And with the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups here in your overall general energy, I feel like you're at the top of something, but they say it's lonely at the top. And I don't know, that's just what I want to come through. And then in your advice from your spirit guides, you have the Knight of Swords, you have the High Priestess, and you also have the Moon card here in your advice from your spirit guides. So there definitely is something to be said about trusting your intuition at this time. Like, no, if there's one sign that you can't hide things from and bullshit, it is Scorpio, right? You guys can just, like, you have this like telepathic, like you just look at someone, you can just like read their emotions or thoughts or something. And so with the Moon card and the High Priestess being here in your advice, there's something going on potentially underneath the surface that's a little bit murky that you may have to take action against here. The Knight of Swords is like, don't be afraid to take action based on a hunch that you have. And this could have to do with you maintaining some sort of, wherever you are in your work, or whatever this good feeling is that you have, the satisfied feeling. Don't be afraid to listen to your intuition. Remember what got you there in the first place, right? It's always your intuition is what. So this is one of those things we're going to have to clarify what that advice is about. This also could have to do with the love situation, though. The Moon, the High Priestess. It's interesting because you have all this energy of like, of just like being alone, right? Like, to me, the High Priestess is very much emblematic of the Scorpio woman. And even if you're a Scorpio man. Like you'll have this energy where the high priestess is almost like above the empress because she does not need a man. Like the empress usually needs a emperor. And it's funny, the Hierophant is here, which is the emperor, the high priestess' divine counterpart. But at the same time, the high priestess does not need a man. She does not even need anything because she's so connected to the universe that she's satisfied within herself. So there's something here about you being satisfied within yourself, but then also striving for the complete package of like, how do we keep this, interestingly enough, at the bottom of this other deck, you have the High Priestess again. How do we keep this self-sufficiency, but also then get more out of life, maybe through relationships? So I'm interested. This King of Wands is kind of an enigma to me. I didn't really, so let's go ahead and see why the King of Wands, okay. Well, you have the King of Wands and the Fool popping out. That's synchronistic, isn't it? In your opportunity. So there may be a fire sign that you have an opportunity to move in a direction with here. Okay, I mean the King of Wands, the Fool, and the King of Wands here. We're actually going to, I'm going to keep these in mind, but I do want more information on the King of Wands. There could be a new beginning with you in a fire sign, at least as an opportunity. I understand that you seem to be self-sufficient. It could be that you want to give someone a chance who you believe is part of your destiny, but it's just like, it's just too much like to deal with, and you're like, I'd just rather not. Let's see why the King of Wands is here. It could be the Queen of Wands if you're more masculine. Could remain King of Wands even if you're masculine, but let's see. In love, let's see why it's here. One more. King of Wands and your opportunity is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, the Justice card, and also the Three of Pentacles here. Alright, so for some of you here, definitely this has to do with work. I did glean that. Like if you recall in the beginning of this reading, I told you King of Wands, there could be some higher up or like some sort of like passionate business person or something to do with your career that can help you move the ball downfield or like somehow ground you more in physical reality and bring you justice. So they could also bring justice. If this is the work situation with the King of Wands here, I feel being your unique self as well, like learning from that King of Wands energy and embodying it yourself brings justice. So that's what I'm all about, combining the fire with the earth. If you look at my chart, Scorpio, it's virtually all fire and earth. And that's your opportunity somehow to combine those elements here, which then brings to justice in the realm of thought or like grounding ideas, right? Something to do with that justice as well. Someone definitely wants to, if this has to do with love though, Scorpio, the Justice card, someone may want a slow beginning with you again. Someone may be willing to tame down their fire and learn from you as well. If you had a fallout with a fire sign, or if they're not a fire sign in love, if you had a recent fallout or semi-recent, could be in your distant past, someone may realize that they actually they may have wronged you, or like they were stubborn before and now they're more open to correcting a mistake and learning from you. Let's see why the Wheel of Fortune is here, Scorpio, in your challenge though. Let's see why this is here in your challenge. The Wheel of Fortune in your challenge, Scorpio, is clarified by the King of Wands. Yo. Right? Are you kidding me here? Another King of Wands. That's not happening for no reason, Scorpio. Okay. Wheel of Fortune in your challenge, the King of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles here. Alright, some of you, the stories are going to be enmeshed. Others of you, it's either a love or a work situation. But I really feel that there's something definitely for a lot of you, though, this is like love and work. There could be something about relating to this King of Wands in love then impacts your work. Like if you were to go back to this person, then it might impact your work or something. It might, connecting with this King of Wands archetype in love might then somehow be a challenge for you to keep up your productivity because you have different values or something. or your challenges that the King of Wands could be quite productive, and that annoys you if this is a love thing. I told you, something to do with your work. It's very, I'm just doing my best to keep up with this, right? But then you have the Four of Swords, which is generally healing in your challenge. So the King of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Swords to the Wheel of Fortune and your challenge. I mean, there could really be an opportunity to give someone another chance. If this is you, if this is some sort of fire sign or King of Wands energy that you had a falling out with, I do feel they're part of your destiny. And although you have free will, you can do whatever you want with that destiny, Scorpio. Like, there could be something about working on this connection, despite there being differences between you or some fallout or something, right? I mean, you're intuitive enough. Like, what is, like, I would not actually encourage every sign to do this, because but if I would encourage any sign to interpret the meanings on your own, it would be Scorpio. So in other words, the benefit of the tarot is that it accesses your subconscious mind. So as I put the cards up, what does it mean to you? I would say that to you, Scorpio. You should not just listen to me verbatim. I don't think you already do that as a Scorpio, but you should also be having your own downloads. I think you already know that, but obviously it's just like a way for you to that's how you should be listening. Not that you should do it anyway, but a way that might help you listen to these readings is give it your own meaning based on your intuition, okay? So let's go ahead, and I just feel like we're not even going to touch that overall general energy. I just think there's good stuff going on for you in terms of stability, in terms of some sort of solid foundation you have. I do want to go to what you don't see coming. Let's see why the Five of Cups is here. Some sort of sadness could be coming up. I mean, it could just be that you could have thoughts like, oh, okay, I miss that person. Or you could psychically know that someone's really wanting to gear up for a second chance with you, even though they're not admitting it. Why is the Five of Cups here? This is what you don't see coming, by the way. So it's funny because in this row, once again, I don't know why I keep like giving compliments to Scorpio today, but in this row, I'd say in what you don't see coming. Funny enough, if out of all the signs, you would probably see it coming the most. So that's why when I do the you don't see it coming thing for Scorpio, it's more to a less pronounced degree, and it could be something that just, it's in a different way. Yeah, the Five of Cups and what you don't see coming is clarified by the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the High Priestess here. Yeah, there's a little fly in here. Hello, buddy. That's gross. Yeah, so clearly there's, in what you don't see coming, sadness about an ending, Scorpio. I don't know when this happened, if it was more recent, or, I mean, it could happen if you're kind of seeing someone here. There could be an ending here that's quite brutal. I mean, the Ten of Swords, there also could have been something about an ending that's really bothering someone. It's interesting, the High Priestess is now here twice in this reading. So you might be using your intuition to be like, someone is really hurt by this ending that I had with them. Like, someone in what you don't see coming is hurt here. And it's up to you to use your intuition to maybe gauge that. And for some of you, this could be you. For some of you, you may have to own up to maybe there's unprocessed emotions that you may still have. And it might just, I'm getting for you, it's not going to be like this life-shattering thing, but it's something that some sort of ending. It's more recent for others of you in a relationship with someone. It's more in the it could be even the way, it could even be like whenever you had an ending that was bad, or not bad, but it was kind of a harsh ending in some way. I really feel like you are being intuitive about what you're meant to learn from this experience, okay? It's going to be different things. Some of you could just be like dating as well here. The Two of Cups to the Nine of Pentacles. Let's go here into the advice from your spirit guides, though. What I do want to clarify here in the advice from your spirit guides is, why is this High Priestess here? Especially because it just came out in what you don't see coming. So let's see, Scorpio, why is this High Priestess here for you in your advice? The High Priestess in your advice from your spirit guides is clarified by the World, the Sun, and the Queen of Wands. Interesting that the Queen of Wands would now come out after talking about that King of Wands all the time. So, I mean, there could be a renewal with someone. There, if you're single or no matter what, whatever this King of Wands energy is, you might have intuitions. Like someone might be coming to you in dreams, where there could be an opportunity for a rebound with you and someone, like a new beginning, or having to work something out. Like something could be complete between you and this person, but you also want to make sure that you're investigating, like, how does this affect my happiness going forward? Because everything that happens to us always affects us going forward. Even if we think it's not a big deal, usually it impacts us vibrationally. So I would just be like on the lookout for this thing. I think you ultimately are going to have a great November, Scorpio, though. So I hope that this reading provided you clarity and insight, and I'll talk to you next